Alright, so you're logging by yourself, you're out there in the woods, and you're coming out with a drag on with an old main line, and all of a sudden, kapow, this happens to you. Well, how you going to change your main line if you're by yourself? I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Alright, first things first, I pull the old main line out. And if you're not looking real close on the video, main line don't look so bad, but if you look closer, you realize it ain't worth a hoot. Beat the wedge out, although I ain't got this on video very good. I usually get a hammer and punch, and I rotate the drum. Now, our winch on this skidder, I don't know how your skidder is that you're working on, but our skidder is the winch drum brakes is spring applied pressure release. So if you put it on a free spool on a ours is deer, you put it on free spool and then get your drum turned to where you want it, you can just reach up and shut it off with the key and your drum will set up on you. So you can beat and thump around on it and do what you need to do to drive your wedge out and get ready to slide your new line in. The thing is, once you get your wedge out and everything done, then you're going to have to get the line pulled out of the drum by yourself. And I'm doing it this way because normally I'll just take a torch and burn it out, but I'm doing it this way just for the sake of science for y'all. So I'm just running over the cable with my tires, using the weight of the machine to kind of pull it out, which you'll see I hook it with a tire and then yank it out, because you can't hardly yank the curlicue out of the drum, usually when it's an old crappy main line. Now I got the old out, I'm getting ready to slide the new in. Now inside that old truck tire right there is the main line. We always keep our main lines in a tire. This main line is short. Normally our main lines in our area, we usually run 80 footers. Some people runs 100, some people runs 120. Ours is 80 foot. This one isn't. This is more like 55, 60 feet. But our main lines are 7/8 cable swedged down to 3/4, so it's pretty stiff line. But we usually get decent sized timber. We get pretty hard on our main lines. So now I've got the drum rotated around to where I'm going to receive it, slide it through, which I wish I'd have got this on video, but I just didn't. I was busy. I didn't realize the camera wasn't faced right. But I put me a loop through and I'll leave me a tail on it. There's the wedge. I grabbed the wedge and going to drive it in. Now, back on the drag, where I broke it off, we're going to drive back there. Now I got the line drove in the drum, and the wedge is holding it, and I'm going to drive back here to my drag. And here we're getting back here close to logs. Now I'm going to see the logs, the choker's hooked to it. I'm going to make a loop here and come back so my line's close by because I'm lazy. Stop short here, so I got plenty of room to make myself put the chokers on and make myself a knot, which there is a pattern. I usually run the chokers. I usually run the end choker. We run 3 chokers on our main line. Y'all probably run a different situation, but the longest, freshest, strongest choker goes on the end of the line. the farther back on the line towards the skidder you get with your mainline sliders, you get the shorter, older, rattier chokers. So if you come back to grab one big tree, you're going to grab it with the end choker and put it on there. Now I got a loop made, and now what I'm going to do is put the vice grips on. And I usually leave a little tail. What I leave, a 4-inch tail past the vice grips. I clamp them on pretty tight. I make sure the handle is facing away from the loop. See how the loop and the handle of vice grips is opposite? That's important. Now, getting the skidder, and I'm going to pull it snug. As I'm pulling it snug, I make daggone sure not to ever let the skidder roll backwards. I don't stop and lollygag. I make sure I keep a slow, constant forward pull on it. And once you get the knot set back there, boom, see the log move? I stop and I leave. You see how the main line's not on the ground? Don't ever slack your main line until you're not set right. Now that I got that took care of, I'm going to set the knot hard, really give it a good yank, and then start spooling up the drum. Now as you spool up the drum, I always make sure, when your main line's new, to take the extra time to make sure your main line's wrapped properly on your drum, or it's making the proper, do what you can to make sure it's a proper wrap. And then there you go. Get her spooled up and head on down the road and off to the next one. Thanks everybody for watching, and if you're out there, if you're somebody actually looking on YouTube for help on tying a mainline skidder, leave me a comment and let me know. Thank you. Thanks for checking it out and everything. And if I did get to help you, I'm glad to help. And give me a comment and let me know. Have a good one, guys. Later on.